As a volleyball coach, you've seen this a million times, right? The exact same mistake, a shanked pass, a serve into the net, but you get two totally different reactions from two different players. One athlete just shakes it off, ready for the next ball, while the other completely spirals. So what's the real difference between them? I'll tell you, it's about way more than just toughness. Today, we're going inside the athlete's mind to figure it out.
All right, let's zoom in on a moment every single coach knows well. It's a super tight match, the pressure is cranked all the way up, and your player steps back to the service line. What happens in this one moment? Well, it reveals pretty much everything about the two athletes we're about to meet.
Okay, first up, athlete A. They miss the serve. Their reaction? A quick shrug, a high five to a teammate, and boom, they are immediately refocused on the next point. Now, look at athlete B. The exact same thing happens, a missed serve. But their shoulders slump, they won't make eye contact, and you can just see it. For the rest of the set, they're playing scared, just trying not to mess up again. And this really gets to the heart of it all. Same event, but completely different responses. Why? We throw around words like mental toughness or resilience, but that's just slapping a label on what we see. It doesn't actually explain it. The real answer is happening somewhere we can't see, inside their heads. The real difference here isn't about their skill or even how much they want to win. It's all about the story their mind instantly tells them about what just happened. See, every athlete has this incredibly powerful story machine running 24/7 between their ears. And this is the absolute key. Athletes aren't reacting to the missed serve itself. They're reacting to what their brain tells them it means. The event, the mistake, it's actually neutral. It's the interpretation that changes everything. We call this the instant story machine. The second a neutral event happens, a whistle, a block, a ball flying out of bounds, the brain just doesn't leave it alone. In a split second, it spins a whole narrative, pulling in past screw-ups, the stress of the current moment, and all those worries about the future. So what do these stories actually sound like? Well, they show up fast, they're loud, and they feel totally real. It's things like, that was awful, or maybe, that's it, coach is gonna bench me. And of course, the classic, I always screw this up. To the athlete, these don't feel like thoughts. They feel like cold, hard facts.
So why does this story machine seem to have such a negative default setting, especially when the pressure's on? Well, it all comes down to what the brain is fundamentally designed to do in the first place.
Just think about the brain's priorities. Its number one job isn't to be 100% accurate. Its job is to be fast. It's a prediction machine built to guess what's coming next. Now, in a game, this is amazing for reading a play or anticipating a tip. But under pressure, that same incredible speed can backfire emotionally because it just jumps to the worst possible conclusion. And this all happens in a blink of an eye in what we can call the story takeover sequence. First, you have the event, a shanked pass. That's just data. But then, bam, the instant interpretation kicks in. I'm letting the team down. And that story, it triggers a very real physical reaction. The body gets tense, the focus narrows, and all of a sudden, their ability to make the next play is completely compromised. Okay, so that's the problem. But what's the solution? Well, the great news is that this is a skill. And like any other skill in volleyball, it can be coached. The goal is to help your athletes shift their perspective, to see a mistake not as a threat, but as simple information. The key skill here is called reframing. Now, this isn't about pretending the mistake didn't happen. Not at all. It's about teaching athletes to notice that first negative story their brain spits out, to take a breath, and then to consciously choose a more useful story. It's all about changing the meaning of the event. Let's see this in action, okay? So the initial story after an athlete gets blocked is often a threat. I just got blocked. I'm a liability. That feels personal and it's paralyzing. But a reframed story turns that threat into pure information. I just got blocked. Their middle is fast. I need to adjust my timing. Do you feel the power in that shift? One story shuts you down, the other gives you a plan. And this applies to everything in the game. A missed serve isn't a failure, it's just a data point about your rhythm. A tight score isn't some huge crisis that should make you play scared. It's a cue to take a deep breath and stay in the moment. And a bad call from the ref? It's not a personal attack. It's an opportunity to practice focusing on the only thing you control, the next point. So you see, this really shifts our job as coaches, doesn't it? It's not just about teaching the technique, the X's and O's. It's about being a guide for the inner game, helping our athletes learn how to manage their own powerful story machine.
Because at the end of the day, we can teach the perfect arm swing and the most efficient footwork, but the toughest opponent any athlete will ever face is that negative story that can take over their mind in a split second. This really leaves us with a question for you, coach. You are such a powerful voice in shaping your athletes' inner stories. You can teach them to see a mistake not as a final verdict on who they are, but just as simple feedback for their growth. So, what story will you help your athletes write next?
Helping athletes build these mental performance skills is, I'm telling you, an absolute game changer. If you want to dive deeper into this and get more tools to help your team master their inner game, you can learn a lot more over at flowmpc.com.